Hey crew, it's Pid, and I'm back with today's Timeless Tarot for July the 26th of 2025. We will be pulling 8 cards from the Divine Feminine and 8 cards with the Divine Masculine in accordance with our 8 chakras so that we can get a better understanding of how to manifest our highest timeline in accordance with Spirit. The Divine Feminine will tell us what the current situation is. The Divine Masculine will tell us what actions that we can take in order to manifest our highest timeline. I've already done a pre-meditation and a pre-shuffle on the cards, but I like to get a couple more in there just to make sure everything is exactly where it needs to be. Now, beginning at the base, we have the Three of Cups. Why? Man, that's having a hard time focusing today, huh? Let's get to Sacral. That is the Page of Wands in reverse. The Solar Plexus is the Justice card. In the heart, we have the Nine of Pentacles. In the throat, we have Judgment. In the third eye, we have the Empress in reverse. And in the crown, we have the Three of Wands in reverse. And then rounding out our message from the Divine Feminine, we have the Lovers. Next up, I'm going to get a quick shuffle on our Divine Masculine deck so that we can get a better understanding of exactly how to manifest our highest timeline. One more quick little shuffle just to make sure everything is exactly where it needs to be. All right, beginning at the crown, we have the King of Pentacles. In the third eye, we have the Two of Swords. In the throat, we have the Eight of Wands. In the heart, we have the Page of Cups in the reverse. In the sacral, the solar plexus, we have the Seven of Pentacles. In the sacral, we have the Hierophant in reverse. In the base, we have the Knight of Pentacles. And rounding out our message from the Divine Masculine with the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands. All right, let's see what the cards are telling us. We begin at the base because that is base existence. Do you have a home? Do you have provision? Or do you have a job? This is all the base, what you need to survive. This is the area that deals with love and wrath, so you may be giving away a little bit too much affection. You may not be receiving the affection that you feel like you deserve. Today for you, we have the Three of Cups. This is a card of cooperation. This is a card of celebration, so there is some kind of a cooperative effort going on. The cups represent body spirit, that is water, that is emotional connections. That can be familial connections, that can be spousal connections, that can be co-workers or just your friends. But it's about the emotional connection, not really the people. This is a spirit of cooperation. They are all three standing facing each other. They are operating in concert. They are celebrating together. They have their glasses raised high. They are having a great time. This is a wonderful spirit of cooperation, and it is in your base existence. So you may be content with the situation, but clarifying with actions that you can take, maybe you need to foster this sense. This is a challenge card. The Knights are always a challenge. This is rising to meet the challenge of the earthly plane. Pentacles are body. Cups are body spirit. This is body. It's got to do with your job, your home life, and your provision. And so in the provision spot, you have a provision card. This can be money, right? Just money, or the way that you get money. He is not moving forward. He is contemplating, but he is ready to meet the challenge. All the Knights are meeting the challenge. He is sitting still. The horse is not moving. You see his feet are still. But he has the world in his hand, and he is contemplating it. Around him is arrayed knowledge, and so he has the understanding that he needs to be able to rise to meet the challenge. He just got to meet the challenge. So there may be something challenging about a spirit of cooperation. Now, these do not appear to be negative. It does not have any don't take these actions, right? The reverses are don't take the actions. When it is standing tall, this is like the current situation, and what you are to do is cooperate. You are cooperating with someone or multiple people, and you need to just contemplate, rise to the challenge. Next up, we're going to be going to the sacral, and the sacral is the area of sexual generation, but it is also business generation or idea generation. It is actually putting into play the things that you envision. You envision with your third eye, you put it into practice with your sacral. This is the area that governs lust and chastity, so you may be giving away a little bit too much physical affection. You may not be receiving enough physical affection. Neither one of those are necessarily a good thing. You have the Page of Wands in reverse. Now, wands are spirit, fire, life, light, logos, and change. And so this is most likely a card of change. Now, this is saying that there is change happening, but you are not necessarily actively involved in it. It is upside down. When it is standing tall, this is a card of understanding. The pages are cards of understanding, just like the knights are rising to the challenge. They are preparing to rise to the challenge. And the next step for the page is to be a knight. He is a squire. That is another word that we can use in that place. He has his staff of change in front of him. He is staring at the top of it. He has his hat with the feather in it. He's got a few accomplishments. He is standing confidently, looking into the future, but these pyramids in the back, these mountainous looking things, that is the unknown. So he is looking into the unknown. There is an unknown change happening. Now, this indicates that you probably don't have an action to take here, right? There is some understanding that is unfolding. That is the current situation, but it may not be your understanding. This is the area dealing with other people, right? The sexual region. You may want to generate a child. That would be governed here. But you may have a business that you want to put into place. That would be here as well. You have an idea for something. You see it here. You put it into play here. So this is you have an idea for a book. This is you're doing the outline and actually writing it. And so here we have an understanding that is happening. You don't have to actively participate in it. But we're going to get some clarification with actions that can be taken. We have the Hierophant in reverse. The Hierophant is a challenge card. This is a 5, right? The 5s are challenges just like the Knights are. The 5 and the 12 and then the 19 are the challenge cards in the deck. And so we have a challenge here. This is generally a challenge of leadership or a challenge of learning. This guy sitting right here in the middle of these two pillars, right, the light and dark pillars, even though they are both white, he is balanced, he is teaching. He has got two people down here who he is in authority over. The other name for this was the Pope. He is sitting on his throne of authority, he is crowned with his authority, he has knowledge around his head, and he is teaching these people. Now you have it in the reverse, which means that there is a challenge that you are not necessarily to rise to meet in this particular situation, but this challenge is something to do with the understanding. Now there is an understanding of change that is not happening here, and there is an understanding of a challenge that is not happening here in the area of physical generation. Now this can be a sexual thing, but generally speaking, my readings don't tend towards the sexual. They tend to go towards the material. And so there is something in a physical generation sense that you are not understanding, and therefore you cannot rise to meet the challenge. This understanding and this challenge has to unfold before you can really take steps forward with whatever this is. Now, I don't know your projects, right? I have my own projects, but your projects appear to be on hold until this gets clarified. And again, this is an instruction challenge, and this is not understanding something about the change. And so in order to understand the change, there is something here that may be you getting instruction, right? You're not in the position of authority if it is upside down. So this may be that someone else, the spirit of cooperation, is going to teach you something. They're going to unlock a part that is going to allow this understanding of the change. Next up, we're going to be moving to the solar plexus. The solar plexus is quite literally what changes your food into fuel. It's attached to your stomach. This is the area that governs gluttony and temperance. So you may be over-consuming some things. You may be under-consuming some things. Neither one of those are necessarily good. For you, what we're looking at, you have justice. Justice is all about the right application of justice when it is standing tall like this. This is an 11 card, which means it is about an understanding, right? This is an understanding of balance. This is an understanding of fair distribution of the law, an understanding of everything being perfectly aligned for everyone's benefit, right? That's what justice is. It's not bearing favor to one person over the other. This is everybody is equally under the eyes of the law. And that's what this is representing. And once again, this is an 11 card, so it is an understanding. This is like a reiteration of the page in the major arcana. Now, with the actions that you can take, we've got the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is all about the harvest. Now, the thing to bear in mind about the sacral is that it feeds these other parts of your base, right? This is the part that provides the energy to the other things. So this is providing energy towards the spirit of cooperation in this challenge. This is allowing you to have this job, this whatever it is down here, right? This is feeding that, and then it is also feeding this. And so in order to feed this situation, to turn this page around, you're going to have to come to the understanding that there is the equality necessary, right? Now, with the harvest being there, this is a beneficial card. This is the end of the first level of the earthly plane. So this is a culmination. This is everything coming to fruit. He has planted all of these pentacles here. He's got one under his feet that's already ready, but the rest of them are almost ready. He is leaning on his instrument where he is going to get the fruit from his labors. That's what this is about. And so in order to get the fruit from your labor, which is your recommended action here, the current situation is making sure that it is balanced, right? That everybody is getting, through this spirit of cooperation, everybody is getting what they deserve, right? Not any extra, but what they deserve. Everybody should be pulling their weight equally in a spirit of cooperation. That's going to lead to this understanding of the change. Next up, we have the heart. Now, the heart is what you really want to manifest in your life. The as below governs greed, which is clinging a little bit too much to the mortal plane, and the as above signifies your charity. Now, both of those are governed by your heart, but the charity is, I'm going to give away everything. All of these things don't matter. The earthly plane is nothing, right? And neither one of those things are necessarily good. You are meant to have things, not all of the things. You're not meant to cling to things like it is a person, right? It is a tool, and it is useful, and you are meant to have those tools. Now, in this particular area, you are looking at the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is a choice, right? This is the harvest of the Pentacles. After you harvest, you're like, okay, what do I do now? And you're like, oh, look, there's a new path. That's the Eight. This is the Nine, and the Nine is choosing yes or no to that new path. Am I going to walk down this path that's going to lead to some abundance, or am I going to stay on the same path that might lead to abundance as well? That choice is yours. That outcome is different for everyone, but there is a choice. Are you going to stay on the current path, or are you going to seek a new path? And that is clarified by this Page of Cups in reverse right here. Now again, the pages are about understanding. The cups are about emotional relationships. This is an emotional relationship that is not quite understood, right? It is something about it that needs to be unlocked, and we have that elsewhere, right? You don't have this understanding over here. This is another, you don't have the understanding. But this is the active card, right? This was your don't rise to meet the challenge because you don't have all of the understanding. This is, you have a choice to make, but there is still a little bit of an understanding to have about an emotional situation, right? Now, we have here the spirit of cooperation, and we have here the balance. We have here the challenge, and we have here the harvest. And so you are at the point of harvest, but things need to be balanced. And that is probably what you need to understand here. That is probably what this choice is. We'll see if there's some further clarification as we go along. Next up, we'll be looking at the throat, and the throat is about communication. This is you talking to people. This is the area of pride and humility, right? So you may be taking a little bit too much credit for the work that's being done. You may be giving away too much credit for the work that is done. Neither one of those are particularly a good thing. In the throat, you have judgment. This is almost the culmination of the entire deck, right? There is only one card left after this, and that is the World. That is all of the rewards coming in. This is the last step before that. And just like the Justice card, this is about equality. This is about things being equal. This angel is calling everyone to judgment, good or bad. All of the people seem to think that it's a good thing. I think that it would probably be too, but it doesn't always have to be a good thing. There can be something here in this communication that is not positive. But it's standing upright. Standing upright is going to make me believe that it is a fair, equitable distribution of judgment. In the same way the Justice, right? Justice and judgment. Now, This right-hand path, that is linked, right? These two are linked together. The left-hand path are linked together, right? You're communicating about what feeds you. You eat your food, it gets digested. And so these two right here together, that is about an equality, right? And then you've got the harvest, and then you've got the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is about change. It is about sudden change. This is the realization of the path, right? You have just completed the path of the seven, and you're like, well, what do I do with all of these returns? All of this stuff that I just harvested, what do I do with it? And you're like, oh, well, there's a new path. There are more opportunities open to me now that I have completed the first path. I have these resources. I can do something with them. This is a sudden change card. If you look, all 8 of these are fairly equal. There's one that's lagging a little behind, but most of them are all going to reach their destination at the same time. They are on the downward trajectory. They are almost to the target. They are getting close. This is sudden change coming into your life relating to this. Now, this is communication, so it can be a sudden change about a communication coming into your life. We have this spirit of cooperation. We have this equalize things. There is a sudden communication that needs to happen. This is probably you needing to have this communication because it is in the upright. And it is related to judgment. Now, this can be you judging the situation so that you can make a choice. And it is related to a communication that you will probably be receiving. It might be you giving it out. Now, this can be you taking too much credit for the work, right? That is definitely in the area of pride and humility, or it can be not. Now, there is something about the emotional connection to understand, a spirit of cooperation, balance needing to be stricken, the harvest coming, and an understanding and a choice. This all leads me to believe that there is something about an interpersonal relationship that you're just not getting. Right? There is one last little piece that needs to click into place so that you can. Next up, we'll be looking at the third eye. Now, the third eye is where you envision the things that you want in your life. This is what you want to create, right? Whether if you've got a business, you see it here, you put it into play here. If it's a book, you come up with the idea here, you write it here. If it's a screenplay, you come up with the idea, you get the funding, right? This is envisioning. This is the practical application. Now, in this slot is going to be sloth and diligence. This is, am I working with all of the effort that I can manage, or is it I'm just not? I'm expecting it to do it all by itself, which is not going to happen. You've got the Empress. The Empress is a 3 card. 3 cards are about learning something. This is looking forward into your future with what you want to create, and there is something to learn that you're just not getting. Right? This is, again, upside down. Now, upside down can mean that it is you not doing or someone else that needs to do it. If we look at her, like, she is sitting in her seat of authority. She is facing forward and towards the future. She is holding her rod of accountability. She is fully capable of walking into her power. This is the divine feminine energy, right? This is, you've decided to become the magician. You have decided to walk the path, and now you are learning about the path. And there is something about it that you do not get. Something about this current situation that you are just not getting. Again, right? You're not getting the understanding here. You're not getting the learning here. You're not getting the understanding here. So there is something that needs to be understood. You have the 2 of Swords. Swords are soul, air, thought, intellect, and communications. And so there may be a communication that is coming. It is about a choice. Again, right? We have a choice. We have a choice. This is a hard choice, generally speaking. You may have to make it blind. She is blindfolded, but she is in the future or facing forward, right? So looking into the future. She's got the moon behind her, so the darkness is in the past. She's holding the 2 swords. They are sharp. It is a tough decision, but it is a decision that needs to be made in order to get the learning. This is about an idea or a communication. So this quick communication coming in may bring the clarity that you need to learn and then get the understanding. Next up, we're going to be looking at the crown, and the crown is where you interpret what the divine is telling you. This is the area that you feel responsibility for. This is the area that governs hope and despair. So even if everything is going perfectly fine, You might be choosing depression. Some people do that. Even if everything is going terrible, you may be choosing happiness. Some people do that. That balance is what life is really about. If you can turn the bad situations into good, you're doing something wonderful in your life. And once again, interpreting from the divine, what you are seeing is the Three of Wands in the reverse. Now, Wands again is spirit, fire, life, light, logos, and change. Actually, I don't know that we had a Wands yet. This is the first one. No, we did have Wands. This is life, light, logos, and change. So this is about some change. You see change coming in from the divine, but there is something stifling the change. There is some learning, a 3 card, that needs to happen in order for it to progress, right? They've got the same thing here. This is a reiteration. It is a 3 card in the reverse, something about learning, something about change. Now, clarifying that with the steps that you can take going forward in the Divine Masculine, we have the King of Pentacles. This is the mastery of the suit, right? The Pentacles, once again, is the earthly plane. It is, do you have a home? Do you have provision? Do you have a job? Do you have money? Those are the areas that the Pentacles are responsible for. This is upright, so there may be some good things coming in. This is the future, right? This is the current situation. You don't quite understand what's going on. You're not learning the situation. This is a position of authority, right? You are the king. This is the full harvest has come in. Not just the first harvest, but the full harvest. You've got 2 harvest cards for the Pentacles here. One is in the area of feeding everything, and the other one is in what you think that the divine is telling you. This seems like there is a harvest that is going to happen. You are probably in charge of it, and that, high pollen day. And that new harvest that is coming in is going to allow you to get this learning. Now, it's definitely tied to someone else. It is definitely tied to some communication. So, in order to get this harvest, this communication is going to have to come in. This is the same communication, right? There is a choice about this sudden communication that needs to be equal so that you can learn. And so, this seems like there is right on the edge of the revelation that is going to bring about the fruitfulness. And then finally, in the Divine Feminine, just a direct message from the Divine Feminine. There's no virtues and vices attached to this. We've got the Lover's card. This is a card of partnership, right? This is equal partnership. This is you and your spouse equally yoked. This is you and your business partner both pulling your weight. This is equal, right? There is the angel. Now, they're both naked. I didn't have to hide it on this one because it's not as obvious to you two, but the naked means that you need to look beyond the normal explanation. And so this is a partnership card. This is a fortuitous, right? The current situation is that there is a fortuitous, a wonderful, equally yoked partnership that is opening up. And clarifying that with the Divine Masculine and the actions that you can take is the Six of Wands. Once again, wands are about change. It is life, fires, and logos. But this in particular, this is a 6, and a 6 is about overcoming the challenges. Now, you got a challenge here, you got a challenge here. Wasn't there another challenge? Well, regardless, you've got challenges, right? This is overcoming the challenges. This is the victorious, triumphant entry. This is the step right before the harvest. The harvest is 8. Harvest is 7. And the step right before that, right, you have the challenge and it's a 5, and you're like, man, that was tough. But you won. You defeated it. You're on the other side of the challenge. But now you're just going to take a second, right? You're going to be like, that was tough. That was tough. I'm going to breathe just for a minute, right? This is a nurturing energy. It is, I'm going to take those results and I'm going to pour my energy into them, but I'm not trying to plant them. I'm not trying to harvest them. I'm just fertilizing my crops at the moment. They're already planted. They're already growing. I just need to give them a little nourishment. That's what this is saying. There is a triumphant something right on the other side of this rest period. Now, this rest period is probably going to be ended by this communication. That appears to be what's going to happen here. So, overall, what I feel like Spirit is telling you is that there is a cooperation that needs to happen, right? You have the spirit of cooperation. There's a misunderstanding at the current moment about the situation. But once you realize, once this communication comes in, and then you can equalize, right? You can say, oh, okay, we can distribute this a little bit better so that everybody is equally yoked. Right? That's the energy that we're getting here. You're going to have a divine partnership, right? This is the current situation. There is something in your life, someone that you just met, someone that you're just now talking to, that you are supposed to partner with, in whatever form that happens to take. I know I have my own reticences behind that, right? But there are things unfolding, right? I'm working on how to get the crew to a more cooperative spirit. And this can be reinforcing that. There are people out there that I'm in conversations with, right? It is extremely difficult for me to even be open on the channel, right? That is something that I work through on a daily basis. This is me stepping outside of my comfort zone every single day. And so the interpersonal relationships is another step outside of my comfort zone. I try to take them one at a time, right? I'm getting comfortable with this, and then I'm going to expand. That is the spirit of cooperation too. There is a spirit of cooperation here. There is a partnership that you are supposed to be taking part in. There is a spirit of cooperation. It is going to be equal. It's requiring a communication. There is some communication that has to come in order to make this ball roll. But once that happens, it's all about nurturing it. It's all about feeding the energy, not overexpending. Balance is key to everything in life. But you are going to be spending energy to nurture this partnership. And that's going to bring us to the end of the reading. Hopefully I brought a little bit of enlightenment and not too much confusion. If you like what I'm doing over here, let me know down below. Give me a like, a share, follow, throw me a comment if you agree or disagree with anything that was said. Put it in the box down below, and if it remains respectful, it gets to remain up. If you are a reader with a different interpretation, you are more than welcome to drop that in the box as well. Everybody is welcome as long as they are respectful. If you really like what I'm doing over here, hit me with that super thanks. Consider joining for a membership, or pick up a copy of my book where I teach people to do magic responsibly. To the crew, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate every single minute that you are here with me, and I am praying for you every single day. Until next time, I love you. God loves you. You are perfect, whole and complete, just the way that you are. And this has been Pip State. Peace.